KUGAN CASSIUS IFL TV in association with Matches in Marbella for the weigh-in here for Smith Mohammadi.
Well done, well pronounced.
Fielding Rabras, Cardle Dodd, Keela Doran. With me I've got Johnny Nelson. Hey, what did you make of that yesterday?
What?
Broner.
Not making a weight? You know what's stupid?
Done it before.
Unprofessional, stupid, arrogant. And this is not attacking him personally, but that is a stupid, arrogant, unprofessional move to make. Twice now that has happened. He's lost the titles on the scale. What attitude has he got? Does he think he's bigger than the game itself? Does he think it doesn't matter, they'll get me squeezed? This guy's had so many chances. Does he not realise as a professional fighter to get a chance for a world title alone, never mind have a title, and to lose it on the scales? You know what, it's disrespectful to all the rest of the fighters. Listen, you can't make the weight step up. It was 4 ounce. 4 ounce, yeah, he might have been killing himself to make the weight, but, you know, if he's struggling, you know, be honest with himself, don't let the public down, you know, that far as he goes on still. But to me, you know, he's burning bridges faster now. You know, if you're a promoter and you're behind it, you know, unless it's calculated, you know, you're just thinking, well, why would I invest my time in? You're not investing time in yourself. Crazy.
He's been stripped of his WBA super title.
Yeah.
It leaves a bit of an interesting situation regarding Ricky Burns, who fights the Rocco for the regular title. What the WBA would decide to do, whether they'll make them fight for that.
You're talking the mindset of a governing body. Governing bodies, we all know, you know, they create their own rules and create their own reasons. If they did the right thing, then their reasons would be something me and you can calculate and understand. So the governing body's got to do the right thing and not think of some harebrained, oh no, it's not an issue, we'll let him fight for it again the next time or whatever. They've got to do the right thing. It's down to the governing body.
Okay. But other than that, you're a Broner fan?
I am actually a Broner fan. I am because what he tries to do is trying to create a character where you love him or loathe him. If you loathe him, you're going to watch him to get his arse bust. And the villains always make the most amount of dough.
Wow, look at you. Everyone hated you and they watched it, tuned into you. Actually, everyone hated you, they just didn't watch you, did they?
I didn't watch me, thought, who's he? Oh yeah, used to do a bit. And I tell you who told me that? Mayweather, he said, I created a character, and that character has made me the richest sportsman in the world. And I think Broner and people like that are looking at Mayweather thinking, I'm going to try a bit of that. But obviously, it ain't coming across well.
Let's talk about this weekend's action. Tough fights for Smith and Fielding.
I think this is a good bill. It's a really good bill. Obviously for Smith, there's gonna be that yardstick, that tester to see how he does against Mohammadi, because obviously James DeGale beat him on points 2012. You know, this guy's come on and boxed on. So therefore, they're gonna see, are these fights going like that? Is Mohammadi, he's coming down and Callum Smith is flying up there, so is it the right time? So it's a case of how he deals with him. Are we going to see more technical ability from him, more improvement from him, because we know he can bang? I'm surprised he can actually make super middleweight. I'm so surprised, because the guy is like huge and he's still got nothing on him. Obviously for Rocky Fielding, of course, his last fight was on November the 7th against Callum Smith. Now he's fighting with Brase, who's lost to Callum, who's lost to George Groves, so we're familiar with it. So we know what kind of fighter he is. And so therefore this might be the saviour for Rocky Fielding, for people to say, all right, you know what, don't write him off, he came up against somebody special and he got him out of there. So these are good testers, and of course Cardle and Dodd, you know, these guys on the scale again, you know, they're at it again on the scale. Now the problem was, I think Cardle disrespected and underestimated Dodd, so that's why when he got out there before, he thought, easy peasy lemon squeeze, I'll just do my thing. Then he got to the end, he's thinking, oh my goodness, what have I done here? I actually think, even though I like Dodd, I actually think Cardinal is taking it more serious, and I actually think it'll be a wider, if he does go the distance, I think it'll be a wide points win for Cardinal, because that's what he's got to depend on.
It's going to be an exciting bill.
I love Liverpool. This place is ram-packed, and this is just for the weigh-in. You know,
You're just looking forward to the playground tomorrow night.
Why do you have to bring that to the public arena, Rasta?
What? The playground. I ain't going there. I edit my videos and go to bed.
Yeah, all right.
Shut up, Johnny.
All right, no problem.
You're going to get me divorced, man. I don't go to them places. Yeah, even though playgrounds are a very well-respected establishment.
You're saying that so you get him free next time.
It's like a strip club if people don't know. It's not a strip club.
Listen, don't protest too much. All right, you're not going there.
I ain't going there.
What? Neither am I. See, was I as convinced as you?
Have you ever seen me in there?
What?
Truth.
You've got me in there. What are you talking about? what? We've gone to the door. I'm thinking, big up Johnny Nelson walking in. Mama said, where you going, son? I'm thinking, all right, that's not where. Who pops up? Coogie Bear pops up.
I've been in there once.
He's
I'm not going to lie, I've been in there once. It is the best club in Liverpool.
All right,
it is.
You've been in once.
Once. All right, maybe twice.
You throw me under the bus.
All right, maybe twice I've been in there. All right, 4 times I've been in there. All right.
You see, you get
all
me
right,
in.
15 times, that's it, Johnny.
I'm always with you. And so if I'm there, you're there. It don't matter. You get me in. You're like my gold card.
Oh.
You're my black pass.
What?
You're my black pass.
I'm not even going to get into that. I want to turn it serious a little bit here. Talk a little bit about last weekend.
Yeah.
Everyone's aware of the situation regarding
Blackwell.
Nick Blackwell,
Yeah.
currently still in hospital. We're sort of waiting news to see when they're going to wake him up. How do you assess what happened?
You know, in hindsight, the next morning I did an interview for TalkSport, and I said,
What? Sorry, I heard some. You said some things, but I didn't hear what you actually
what
said.
I said was, because you heard Chris in the corner, we know what boxing's like. It's like theatre. You heckle the referee, or you say things loud enough to influence or to pressure the referee. So when Chris is ringside and saying this boy's getting hit, this boy's getting hurt, the referee should stop it. We play this game to heckle and harass the referee without actually doing it. And you've seen the amount of guys getting slung out the corner because they're talking too much in the corner. Chris told his son to go to the body because you can't knock this guy out to the head. Go to the body. These were tactical moves. And I said, listen, let's not be silly. It's not that Chris had some amazing foresight and he thought, oh my goodness, this is going to be another tragedy. He thought, I've got to change tactics for my son. I wasn't saying Chris didn't care about Nick Blackwell. In hindsight, now looking back at it, I know Chris knows what his son's capable of doing. He knows his son can be cool in the ring. He knows his son can be a bang in the ring. And so maybe he saw something that we didn't see, thinking if my son is let loose on a fighter, he could create some damage here. And maybe that might have been at the back of his mind. He was saying this was a tactical move. And let's be right, after the fight, who was saying, when Nick Black was there doing his interviews, oh, you getting beaten, you should have been stopped early, you were getting in so much trouble. All of a sudden, everybody gets smart, all of a sudden, after he collapses. All of a sudden, everybody's saying, oh, it's brutal, it's this, that, and the other, and Chris was right about this, that, and the other. After he collapsed, they didn't say that when the kid was stood there talking away. This is one of the pitfalls, one of the trip-ups in our game. Our game is one of the safest sports in the world, even though it's very direct. This is one of the safest, least dangerous sports out there. I think we're like number 8 and number 9 for dangerous sports. But because it's so direct, it gets a lot of stick, a lot of pressure. And so because people are talking about banning it or what else can you change in it, look, these boys did a job. Unfortunately, this thing happened, but he had medical attention. He was in hospital. He had the best care possible. These things will happen now and again in a sport. At Formula 1, a driver will crash and hurt himself. Horse jumping, a rider will fall and break his neck. This is boxing, and this is one of those things. I wasn't disrespecting Chris, saying Chris didn't care about Nick Blackwell, because we care about each other. This is a family affair. But I was saying Chris's intentions were tactical for his son to win the fight. Speaking to Chris afterwards, he said, Johnny, I know what my son does in the gym. I said that Blackwell shouldn't be in the ring with my son because you're going to get hurt. Now, we say these things, we don't realise how hurt we've been hurt.
He said that in the press conference.
That's right, he said that before in the press conference. So we say these things, but nobody could have foreseen what happened to Nick Blackwell. But Chris, if anybody's educated to see that, it would have been Chris, because Chris has been in that situation before. I would stick by what I say, and I think it was a tactical move for him to do that, but he knows his son, he's seen his son training in the gym, he knows his son, it's cold, he's dark, he can fight, and he can hurt an opponent. So we've got to give a man credit where credit deserves, but I wasn't on no way disrespecting Chris, because I actually like it, because all right.
Listen, we pray for some news every day, positive news about Nick Blackwell, so, we'll have to wait and see what happens, but hopefully, like I said, we'll get something
This is where
today.
the family of fighters get together, because we understand Nick won't be able to box again, professionally anyway, so therefore he's going to make a living, because we fighters, we put our life and soul into it, so that's all we've got. So therefore this kid's going to make a living, so fighters have put stuff in the pot to try and help him through at least a year or 2 years, to help him pay his mortgage, to help him prepare his life outside boxing. which to me shows how special this sport is. We might growl and hate and scream at each other like we saw Cardinal and don't do it earlier on. But you know what? Round the corner when it's all over, you say, you know what? It's just a job.
All right, Johnny. Listen, thanks for talking to IFL TV, and I'm sure we'll catch up with you tomorrow night.
Yeah, you will do. Do you want to get a prediction?
Oh, go on, actually. Yeah, go on. Let's straight, just one word
I've
answers.
not got
one word answers.
I've not got one wrong yet.
Smith Mohammadi.
Smith wins. Do you want to ask me how?
Fielding.
All right, no problem.
Go on then. Say if you want to say how.
Go on. Go on, ask me then.
How? How?
Knockout.
Knockout. Okay.
Yeah.
Fielding with brass.
Fielding.
By.
No. How?
Yeah. By what? By stoppage or by points?
Stoppage.
Cardle Dodd.
Cardle.
By.
Stoppage.
Keeler Durham.
Can we stop now?
Can't call that one.
I can't call that one. Only because I can't call that one. I don't like both fighters well. Really well. I'm not saying I don't like the other fighters. What I'm saying is that's just too tight to call.
All right, fair enough. We'll see how your predictions pan out.
No problem. And remember, I've got 100% record so far.
All right.
Let me just tell you that. So last year wasn't a good year, or the year before, or the year before that, and now I'm on the roll.
Year of the Dragon.
It's the year. I like that. It's the year of the Dragon, Rasta.
All right. Cheers, Johnny Nelson.
No problem.